Hey everyone, my name is Megan and welcome back to my channel. I help agency owners scale their businesses. Full disclosure, I am recording this from my hotel room, so I know the quality isn't as good as it is at home, but I haven't missed a week of uploading in a very long time, so I don't want to start now. We're going to work with what we have. So today we're going to be talking about cold emailing, specifically how to write cold emails that will actually get a response. Cold emailing was how I landed my first several clients as a freelance writer, and fast forward to today, I've got a content agency that does almost $20,000 a month in revenue. Now, I've got tons of videos on cold emailing, and I will drop those links below, but I'm always committed to trying to share new information with you. So today we're going to dive into some newer aspects of cold emailing that I haven't really talked about before. Some of these tips are very broad, others are super specific, but they all have the potential to, make a big difference. So if that sounds good to you, give this video a thumbs up and we're going to jump right in. And I've got my notes right here if you see me looking up and down. So like I said, today we're going to talk about how to write a cold email that gets a response, because that is honestly the hardest part for most people. Their cold emails very often end up in the trash. And that's why a lot of people say cold emailing is a numbers game, which it largely is. The quality still matters. You're not going to tip the odds in your favor by sending 500 emails if the emails aren't good. You're not going to make up for that with sheer volume. So my first tip for you, don't say anything in a cold email that you wouldn't say in person. One of the biggest turnoffs in a cold email that will get you instantly sent to trash or spam is sounding robotic or spammy. It makes you seem like you're fake, like you're an inauthentic person who just wants to get their money. So what I want you to do is imagine that you are face to face with your lead, having a professional conversation about possibly working together, okay? That is exactly what your email should sound like. And that'll help humanize you. Before I send a cold email, I will actually read it out loud. And if I feel weird saying it, and if it doesn't feel conversational, I know it's not ready. It's not what it needs to be. That authenticity, that, speaking like a human, like a person, that will come through in your emails, and people are going to feel like you're someone reaching out to them, trying to form a relationship, not just get their money. Okay? Second tip, keep it short. When you send a cold email, you've got to remember where you stand with this person. You are a stranger, and your lead knows that you're going to try to sell them something. You're not just reaching out because you want to be pen pals. You also want to keep in mind that, at least in some parts of the world, we are slowly coming out of a global pandemic, which sent a lot of people home to work, and their communication with everyone has been almost entirely virtual. People are worn out. Some of them are kind of fed up with Slack messages and Zoom meetings and emails. You need to respect their time and attention and energy by not wasting it and not asking for any more than you really need. Be friendly, but cut to the chase. Tell them who you are and why you're reaching out. And that actually brings me to the next point. The third tip, ask for permission to continue the conversation. I know some other people will disagree with this. Some people will encourage a more aggressive approach. I don't think the word aggressive is a bad thing, but I think there's a time and a place for it. And I don't believe I would ever describe a successful cold email as aggressive. Yes, you want to be pushing the conversation forward, but trying to force it isn't going to really work in your favor. No one wants to be forced to talk to you. So that's why the third tip, ask for permission to continue the conversation. When I say ask for permission, this can take a lot of forms, okay? You don't have to actually say like, can I have your permission to blah, blah, blah. This is something I started testing out more recently, maybe in the last few months, and the results have been really nice because I think people appreciate it. Where a lot of professionals go wrong with cold emailing is that they go right in for the kill. But like I told you earlier, don't say anything in a cold email that you wouldn't say in person. If you were to go and meet someone for the first time, would you go right in and be like, hey, let's work together. Here's what I charge. I hope you wouldn't do that. So just test this out. Try adjusting your language to something like, I'm reaching out about XYZ. Is this something that you're open to discussing more? That's asking for permission. You're saying, are you open to discussing this more? Is it okay if we talk more? Or sometimes I will start my email with, my name is Megan and I am blah, blah, blah. I hope it's okay to be reaching out to you. That's another way of asking for permission. That one's a little different, but I'm coming to them and I'm saying, hey, my sword is down. I come in peace. I hope it's okay to be reaching out. I just want to talk about this. Okay? This kind of helps you to soften the email, soften the tone of the email. And I believe it's a lot more respectful than the approach that some other people are taking, which is just to like hard sell. Nobody wants to be sold to. They need you and they will pay you, but they don't want to be blatantly sold to. My fourth tip is about following up, which you will more than likely have to do because a lot of cold emails don't get a response on the first try, and that's okay. Where I see a lot of people go wrong with the follow-up is that they try to make it catchy and engaging, and now's not the time for that, which I know sounds like it almost sounds like that doesn't make any sense, but here's why. The follow-up really serves as just a gentle reminder that you are waiting to hear from them and you want to hear from them. They might have read your first email but kind of ignored it, or not read it at all, or they forgot. Your email might have been buried in their inbox. These things happen. So you follow up to say, hey, I'm still here. Do you want to talk? And that's it. My follow-up email is almost always, hi, name, I wanted to bump this in case it got buried. That's it. And it works. I've had leads respond and actually say, oh my gosh, it did get buried. Thanks for following up. They just forgot. People get a lot of emails. Some surveys say that we're getting over 100 emails a day. So it is perfectly understandable if your cold email, no less, you are a stranger, it's not surprising if they forget about you. So that's why we follow up. Remember, the follow-up email is really just intended to grab their attention, move the conversation back to the top of their inbox, and also genuinely show them that you are genuinely interested in working with them. A lot of people sending out cold emails, because they're doing it in bulk, they're doing hundreds and sometimes thousands at a time, they can't be bothered to follow up because they think that this is purely a numbers game. So when you give a lead, even just a little bit of extra attention, they notice. They take you more seriously because it looks less like you're treating them as just another lead, just another number. It shows them that you're really interested and really serious about working with them. Okay. I'm just checking my notes to make sure I didn't forget anything. I want to ask you at this point, have you noticed that there is something that we didn't talk about in this video? Automating your cold emailing, okay? Shortcuts, tricks to cold emailing, shortcuts. We didn't talk about that in this video because there are none. There are no shortcuts. There are no tricks. Automation, I will say that there are parts of this process that you could automate, but to be completely transparent with you, which I always am, I have tried automating in the past. It did not give me good results. The quality was affected, and I can't remember the exact number, but I think I sent around 250 cold emails, did not close a client. Now, out of about every 10 leads 10 leads I reach out to, I close a client. Every 10, approximately. That's not to say automation can't work. I know a lot of people do it. I know a lot of people will swear by it. Oh, got a little frog in my throat. But I can't sit here and vouch for it, and I can't sit here and encourage it because it's not something I've been able to make work myself. Sometimes people hear that my process for landing clients is manual and they think, oh, that must be exhausting. It's really not. In fact, I find it to be less work and the results are better. And I can focus on building really good relationships with clients that I love working with, as opposed to just churning out emails and LinkedIn requests and outreach material, which feels way less exhausting to me personally. And I haven't had any complaints from my students yet. So I think I'm on the right track with it. I've said this in videos before and I'll say it again. If you prioritize building relationships and trying to solve people's problems, the money will follow. Don't chase money. Chase good relationships. Chase quality. Chase solutions, because that's what you're getting paid for. So if you prioritize that, it's only natural that the money will follow. But if you're only after their money, they're going to know. My agency at this point, we see almost nonstop growth month to month. And that's why now I work with other agencies, other agency owners to help them get to the same place. This process is surprisingly not that complicated. The tricky part is getting all the right pieces, but putting them in the right order. If you don't have a process kind of laid out for you and you have to figure it all out on your own, like I did, it's really hard. And that's why some people will try it for years and they can never get their business off the ground. They can never, consistently land clients. But it is possible. It is doable. It's a lot more doable than you think it is. And you really can make as much money as you want. I'm starting to shift my own mindset and set my sights on $50K a month. I've got a lot of work to do before we get there, but I know now that is fully possible, and there are other agencies doing way more than that. So if you feel stuck, if you feel like you're ready to throw in the towel, there is help available to you. If you want to work with me and my community to take your agency to the next level, that is exactly what my program is designed to do. It's called Revenue Spark, the Agency Accelerator. And you'll get access to the program, the private community, and coaching from me. So if you think you might be interested in that, then I'm putting a link below this video. Just click on that. It'll give you more information about the program, and if you would like to move forward just with a conversation, you can book a call to talk to me more. All right, and that's all I've got for you today. Thanks for hanging out. Again, I know this video was a little rough. I'm purposely trying to make it so that I don't have to edit it because editing on my laptop is really difficult. So I know this video was a little rough, but I hope you learned something new. If you have any questions, comments, or feedback, just drop them in a comment below this video. Be sure to give it a thumbs up to support my channel. And if you haven't already, click on subscribe so you never miss my new content. All right, see you later.